Makinen from DRF Sports. I'm here to cover the AFC Championship Game, which will take place at Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time between the 11-7 Tennessee Titans and the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Titans come in here as the number 6 seed. The Chiefs are the number 2. The game will be played in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. DRF Sports is your home for all the great sports content, including our game simulator, power line, key statistics, betting action, and top winning betting angles. All of this you can get for just a penny. It's a promo we have running right now. Log in at sports.drf.com today. Use the promo code PENNY and get started with your first week of your subscription. Kansas City currently a 7.5-point favorite here in the AFC Championship Game. The line has pretty much held steady all week. Over-under has moved up from 51.5 to 52. Taking a look at our rating systems, game simulator estimate number 1, Kansas City projected to win, but just by a 29-27 score. Tennessee actually gets the edge in estimate number 2 with a 28-26 outright victory. And our power line has Kansas City as a hypothetical 3-point favorite. Overall, averaging the 3 together, you're going to be Kansas City by 1. So there is some good value here on the Tennessee Titans plus the 7.5 points. 6.5 points to be specific, value edge to the Titans. There is a little bit of edge as well to the over, as both of these estimates clear the total of 52. Taking a look at these teams statistically, pretty even statistics on paper. You have the Titans and Chiefs roughly outgaining their opponents in terms of yards per play by the same amount, 6.4 to 5.7 and 6.4 to 5.6. Tennessee gets the job done on the ground. This is one area where the Titans do have an edge. They're outgaining their opponents by 147 to 109 in rushing yards per game. The Chiefs, 99 yards per game rushing, but 126 allowed. Kansas City, of course, the better passing team with 283 yards a game and 7.9 yards per pass. Taking a look at the betting angles for this game. Interesting, Mike Vrabel, as coach of the Titans, has matched up pretty well against teams like Kansas City. He's 7-2 against the spread in road games versus good offensive teams, which we categorize as 350 or more total yards per game. Also, the Titans are 6-0 against the spread over the last 2 years versus excellent offensive teams who average 6 or more yards per play. So the Titans have been able to control these teams mainly with their running game and some improved defense. They do manage to hang in these games. And as you can see with some of these scores, the Titans actually projected to win outright 24-18. Or I should say the Titans have actually won these games outright 24-18 as your average score of the first trend. The second is an average Titan win of 28-13. So pretty decent trends there favoring the Titans. There is a contrarian-like system that favors Kansas City here. Bet against underdogs of 3.5 to 10 off 2 consecutive road wins. A team who's winning 60 to 75% or more of their games on the season. So I like to call this a this can't continue type system. In that case, if you would have bet against this hot team, which Tennessee is, you'd be 26-6 against the spread since 1983. Another interesting yet simple betting system. Bet on favorites after playing a game at home against an opponent who's off a 2-game road trip. So, again, can the Titans continue to play well now in their 3rd consecutive tough road environment, whereas Kansas City is rested and at home? Over the last 5 years, this system was 25-9 against the spread. Kansas City, 7-0 over versus excellent passing teams. I know the Titans don't strike you as a passing team. However, they are averaging 7.5 or more yards per passing attempt. In games against teams like this, the Chiefs do play over the total here. The average score 31-31 against 7-0 against the spread over the total. Here's one system that does favor the over. Bet the over For home teams, after a home game where both teams scored 24 or more with a winning record on the year, basically the Chiefs were in that shootout last week against the Texans, a very interesting game in which the Texans jumped out to a 24-0 first quarter lead. But by the halftime, the Chiefs had erased that lead and gone ahead 28-24. So the game ended up being a shootout or 51-31 Kansas City victory. So in this case, again, that was a shootout, and Kansas City has a winning record on the year. So that was 107-62 dating back to 1983 to play the over. Looking at our betting action here, Kansas City drawing 66% of the wagers, 34 for Tennessee. Looking at the game results, the Chiefs come in here on a 7-game winning streak, both against the spread and straight up. So they've actually been on quite the roll. Defensively, besides last week's 31-point game by the Texans, the defense had been playing very well, allowing no more than 21 points in either of their prior 6 games. In fact, less than 10 in 3 occasions during that streak. Titans coming in here with 3 consecutive wins, all road games against playoff opponents. You had the win on Week 17 at Houston, at New England, and at Baltimore. So they've really been getting the job done here on the road. In fact, interesting to note that the Titans, the last 2 weeks, have won despite gaining less than 100 yards passing in each of those games. I'm not sure they can do that again this week. I do believe that Tannehill will have to make some plays to keep up with the Kansas City offense, which has been playing extremely well. Head-to-head action, looking closely here, these teams did meet up back earlier in the 2019 season, back on November 10th. Kansas City was upset in Tennessee 35-32. In fact, the Titans have actually won the last 4 meetings with Kansas City, dating back to 2014. This game is interesting in that there is some history to draw back on with regard to the Titans' win hosting Kansas City. I think we're going to be in for a similar type game here. I think the Titans are perfectly capable of keeping this game close and continuing their role. I do believe this game will go right down to the wire. As such, I do like Tennessee plus the points. I think there's also a good chance that this game turns into a shootout as well. So I would recommend Tennessee plus the points and the over. Thanks for watching. This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. Good luck this Sunday afternoon with the championship games.